What's good, anime enthusiasts? Welcome to the halfway point for season 2 of Mushoku Tensei. Episode 12 was the end of the first core, and then we watched episode 13 and 14 to get into the second core and have a nice time. And you know what? It's nice. It's really nice. You guys are right. It is a setup. You just gotta wait, and then everything will come into light, and everything will drop like a nuclear bomb. And it's like, oh my god! You know what? I didn't think of that. Why did I think of that? Wow, the revelations! My mind is blown. I'm okay. It's not that, like out there for me, but I'm happy. What about you, JD?
No, this is like I'm eating so good. This is the prime steak, the buttery lobster, and like the 2 baked potatoes that come along with it. I am in bliss. And it only gets better from here. I'm so excited for the second course.
This man got 2 baked potatoes. Did you get one with the steak and one with the lobster? Or you just get 2 in general?
Oh, it's a combo deal, right? 2 sodas too.
This man got the dinner for 2, all for himself.
Wait, no, Soren. It's for us, bro. We are feasting.
Oh, I thought you got it for you and Sylphie there. Or I'm sorry, it's it Fitz. Which identity are you going with?
Hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? I'd take both in a heartbeat. Put them in a cloning machine, have one be Fritz, the other be Sylphie. I'll be okay.
Oh, hold on. That's an idea for Rudeus. Write that down.
Yo, we got it. Season 3 right here. It's happening.
Wait, hold on. He has earth magic. He can exactly... Wait. And also, what happened in episode, 13, he can actually do it. He can make himself another Sylphie and call it Fitz.
Wait, we're too good. We're too good. We're too good at this, bro.
But yeah, y'all did a good number on the comments on the previous episode. Thank you so much. To address some of it. Omusaki. Yes, I did forget about Cliff and my Kingmaker fanfic. It might not be a fanfic so far. I don't know. I didn't read ahead, but it's there. But yeah, I did forget about Cliff, and he is like a very important character, especially now after seeing episode 13 and 14. Yeah, he's not only has pull as a political figure if he does get in there, but he also does have that pull as who he is in general, and also a very just smart character, which is cool. Coming back up to JJK, JKK, one of a kind. I didn't say it in the previous review, but one of your posts where you said that every single character Rudeus is interacted with has some form of a reflection of like a mirror of his isolation in the real world, as him in the MC really shines through. Like Richard being isolated by his people because of the Spurs, and he's going about his days trying to cleanse his cleanse his clan's name. You have Eris, who is too aggressive and boastful into where people around her stay away from her because of her aggressive attitude and nature. And then we go all the way up to even Nanahoshi, a person who comes into this foreign world who is pretty much isolated because she is only one of her own kind, but also she's pretty much just wants to go back, and she herself is alone in this foreign land, didn't know anything, didn't language, no kinds of education. So if we just put Orts out of the way, all she really has is her studies of the magic circles and the room that she locks herself away in, and she doesn't come out unless it's generally one thing or another. Sure, she helped out the mages of the Ronoa University with getting like a new menu and new things like that, but for the better part of it, she's a loner. She's isolated. And then lastly, I want to say on my end, and then I'll give the floor to you, JD. Arky, yeah, passive watching for entertainment is good for season 2, and getting into the nitty gritty for story and characters, I can see the frustrations. I mean, you just saw us getting a little frustrated and flustered about things. But all it took was for you guys to like reorient our minds to really get into it. Now, I still have it every now and then, but it's the fact that it's a waiting game. It's a patience and a setup. We put these ideas and these characters here for a reason. But now, since we have that idea in our head, we're like, all right, when we see these one-off things and they just leave them be, then it allows us to think, okay, this may or may not come up later. These little hints or ideas or artifacts or items or characters that they're leaving by, they will have some significance possibly to the immediate story or sometime down later. Especially so in the 3 episodes, there is something that's done that will have a payoff later, possibly in the grand scheme of things, but more importantly, we can speculate to what's to come.
I'm looking at these comments and dang, dude, there is a lot.
Yeah, they've seen it ahead, and I honestly, it's just appreciated. We're gonna be catching up to you guys, and then afterwards, I'll be just sitting back being like, so yeah, Richard's gonna die again.
Please don't, bro. Please don't.
I haven't seen season 3, and Richard hasn't appeared in season 2, but I have a feeling in my bones, yeah, he gonna die.
My boy is happy somewhere. I hope.
Yeah, he's happy. He's good. He's chilling.
My guy Soren took all of not all of them, but some of these are spoilers. I'm gonna look past them and I'm gonna find the funniest thing I see here. JKK. He writes, bro, you'd be surprised at how liberating it feels to just sit around butt naked in your room and relax once in a while. Man God just wanted to be comfortable. You can't hate him for that. Yes, I can. And he should feel shame, brother.
He's a god. He can do whatever he wants. Can't blame him for that.
Nah. But I will dap you up for your very next comment. Rudy's nearby awakening is hilarious to me, and it shows that he genuinely may have been open to it. Dude had been coming to terms with being in love with the man before reverting back into desperate denial. Peak. Exactly, dude. That's exactly how I felt the whole time. And still do. Man, give me Fritz. I'll do it. I will buy his figurine. I will put a poster up on my wall. I will put both Sylphie on one wall and then Fritz on the other, and that'll be my Christmas present, dude.
All right, I know what I'm looking for next convention.
Oh yeah. But thank you all for leaving all these awesome comments. I definitely will read them as soon as the season ends, at least. But it's always good to see such vibrant and informed discussion on the topics that we just have not seen yet, Feels like an ocean, something to explore,
Definitely, you guys are awesome. And hey, for any of you that are watching the backlog, hey, how you doing? Do comment down below. I do get notifications and I do read those. Just like JKK, I'll look at it. I'll get you. Don't worry about it. I may be distracted with other things, but I see you. By the way, what you eating though?
A Munch Material podcast right here, dude, right here.
But oh my god, he knows I'm eating? See him evolve.
The real question is, why haven't you shared with us yet? I'm hungry too, bro. Send it through the screen.
Alright, you ready to get into it?
Yeah, let's get it.
Alright, folks. The end of the trilogy of the Sylphie coming to terms, coming out to Rudeus as Sylphie herself and not Fitz, and to the end of the first core of the second season, episode 12. I want to tell you once again, there is things that happen. There's not a lot that happens. This is just the ending sequence, the falling action, the resolutions, and the conclusions to the entire deal with Sylphie and Rudeus, and it's really good. So, episode begins with Rudeus noticing the difference between Fitz and Sylphie, internal monologue, and at this point in time, he wants no regrets because he just got Sylphie back. He just recognized Sylphie, and he's been with Sylphie for this whole entire year. I don't want to lose her again. Let's just go out there. He says he loves her. They kiss, and bro, he attempts to go for it, but buddy boy downstairs, he can't come out the basement. So, unfortunately, Rudeus' male confidence goes down. He gets embarrassed for his impotence. But Sylphie's okay with it. It's fine. And as they walk out, Sylphie just explains that, yo, I just want to catch up to you and just earn your praise. It's nice. And on the way, Sylphie just tells Rudeus what happened to her, finally catching up after all of these years. And after talking parted ways, Sylphie reports back to Princess Ariel and Luke. And Luke, as a man, understands what's Rudeus is going for. This is the hidden bro code that he's like mentally understanding. It's like, I know Rudeus. He is to a man, I am a man. I know what to do. Hey, Sylphie, if you're willing to help Rudeus and you're willing to go this far for him, I can help you. But you have to make sure, even if it may harm you, do you still want to help him? He says yes. So he goes off, comes back to a little bit of girl talk that's going on. Dear God, Luke just absolutely blasts Sylphie for being unattractive as a feminine elf. And that's crazy. Luke, you have standards. I appreciate you, my guy, for sticking to it and explaining yourself. Bless your heart. Anyway, Luke has the aphrodisiac from season 1, and then he gives it to Sylphie, like, hey, do it. But if you feel like you can't keep up, just drink it yourself. And so Sylphie gets everything ready she needs for the fateful night. She goes to Rudeus' room and she spends the night. They celebrate their reunion. They reminisce on the past memories that they shared. It's all fine and dandy. And at one point, Sylphie just presents the aphrodisiac as like, hey, this medicine, it'll help you. And Rudeus is like, in his mind, is like, have I seen this before? So he drinks it. And also she drinks. And it's not that crazy. It's an aphrodisiac. Y'all know what's going on. They're getting hot on the collar. And as Rudeus pulls her in, Sylphie just says the magic words, please dig in. Fade to black. Rudeus wakes up. He's alone in his bed, alone in the morning. And he's like, oh, yeah, that was the aphrodisiac that I saw at that stalls when I was a kid. And then later on, Sylphie walks in and Rudeus gives her a hug as he realizes, after the evidence of seeing the red stain on the bed, he is cured. They share this beautiful moment. At the end of it, Rudeus properly meets Princess Ariel. He extends his thanks and he's like, because of that, I'm willing to help you with whatever you do. Just give me a call. But he doesn't want to get into politics. And the princess was fine with it. He's like, yeah, but my problems can wait for later until after, Rudeus finds his mother. And through some tactical wordplay by Princess Ariel, Rudeus declares he's gonna marry Sylphie. And then they have a cute little end, and we get the ending screen of the first core. Wow, I did say they were gonna have sex.
You did, and you were correct. And I did not anticipate that somehow.
Did not really expect the aphrodisiac from season 1 to come back.
No, that was a crazy pull. It was like fate itself, which makes me think, man God, what are you doing, bro? I don't understand.
No, I gotta look at you, Luke. What you doing with that aphrodisiac? You need it for you, or you need it for a girl? You trying to... I know you want the boisterous ones and the one with the big buttocks, but why you need that little bit of assistance, my guy? I know it's not for you.
Really? He said he was gonna sell it if they ever fell into hard times. I do wonder how he said he got it in the wake of the teleportation incident.
Yeah. I know. And market shenanigans, all that. But think about it. Is it really that reason though? What if he's planning something nefarious with Princess Ariel, and both of them are going to use it on somebody else for some kind of political play? This is another headcanon fanfic, by the way. It's not true or anything. It's just you
might be onto something. I know one of the comments in the last video said that the Asuran nobles are very freaky. Just looked at it, but both Luke and Ariel themselves are very sexually inclined. Right, even in the scene right before Luke goes to grab the aphrodisiac, you can see Ariel teaching Sylphie some of those smooth moves that Sarah was pulling earlier in the season, right? Where it's you're both drunk and you just show a little bit of your shoulder, right, as an invitation, right? Those kind of smooth moves. I believe it, man. I'll believe any freaky theory about these Azurans.
And I gotta, eat my words. Everybody in this universe, this world, is freaky in one way or another. Freaky or horny, or both. It don't matter.
Bro, indeed. I think it really just comes back to these guys don't have anything to do besides that, which is fair. Loki, I wish we had less to do over here. I want to get in on that action. But
hey, what are you 7 great powers? Please do something. Make the world disaster or whatever, so people just stop procreating or attempting to procreate or some shit.
One day, Laplace wakes up and he's like, you know what, guys? No more babies, bro. He just causes another man a disaster.
Yeah, I'll say it now. So, as we look at this episode and then the following 2 episodes, I'm gonna say it right now. This is Rudeus living out a life he truly never had, and a really, really good life. Think about it back in season 1 and what he did in the real world. It was a horrible life. He was a neat 30 plus years old in an apartment, not really doing much of anything, jacking it off to hentai and other H games. Now he comes to this world, gets a new restart on life, has a baby, grows up, takes in responsibilities, helping people, saving people, taking on gods and dragons, learning magic, and really getting acquainted to the world. This is a complete contrast to who he was. And now he has Sylphie, somebody that is going to be really important to him, dedicated in his life, somebody who is going to love forever and ever. Really good character development all the way from the beginning to now. And especially in episodes 13 and 14, we're going to see there's going to be new struggles and new things that he'll have to deal with. Because now, if we think about it, he's probably now going to be around the same age as he was in the real world. Now, I say that and he's still there's a discrepancy between the age in the fantasy world and the real world. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. But he is now living out a proper adult life. And where that goes for him, it's going to be interesting to see.
Definitely. And as a NEET before, he didn't really have the chance to sort of go out, make friends. Wow, I almost went straight to the next episode. Build up relations like he does now, network and all that jazz, right? It's pretty inspiring, honestly. Just as inspiring as the play between Sylphie and himself. I feel like Sylphie, if they didn't particularly pick up the habits of Luke and Ariel as they've worked together, they've definitely picked up habits from Rudeus that you can see in any scene they're in together. They'll tilt their head the same way, they'll fidget about in the same manner, right? They really are just fun to watch, right? Even Sylphie's perverted delusions are pretty awesome because Rudeus will compliment them in the same way, right? Which is just to say, they really leveled up on their character dynamics this season, right? I complimented the same thing back in season 1, but in season 2, you really feel the friendship levels between all these characters, and it's awesome.
For sure, it is a new face of characters and some old characters returning to deepen the already established relationships. And I really don't have anything else to say about episode 12. This is really the close on this episode trilogy, that being 10, 11, and 12. And as we move into episode 13, the second core for season 2, we are really going to see everything paid off from the first core. Why do we have Zenoba? Why is he here? Why do we have Cliff? Why do we have Lena, Persona, the Demon King Bodyguardi? Lesser to those, but more specifically for me, Zenoba and Cliff, how they interact with Rudeus. It really is not only helping them develop, but also giving Rudeus even more character development. Again, living out a proper adult life, and he's now gaining a lot more things that he's never had. So, episode 13, My Dream Home. Beginning of the second core, Rudeus is going about his days, and everyone that he knows has noticed a change in him. Like Cliff saying, "Yo, man, you're bursting with confidence," and Linea's like, "Yo, you're kind of in heat," and he's like, "Yeah, I'm cured." After that, Rudeus asks Nanahoshi, "Hey, I kind of need some dating advice. What would you do for a person that you like?" And throughout the dialogue, we also find out that Nanahoshi herself has a crush, possibly one of the other guys that she was talking to. And we find out through some more scenes that Rudeus has been sending letters to Paul, so that connection established. And on another day, he's asking others, "Yo, what do you do when you want to get married?" And the general thing is that, yo, you just get a house. I mean, you just do what a man should do. And there's also and Rudeus himself also drops a hint like, "Yo, I'm gonna be getting married to the person who cured him." Nobody still knows yet about Sylphie's secret identity, but is there. Afterwards, Rudeus does what they suggested. He starts looking for a house. And again, he is now not only being an adult, but now also being a soon-to-be husband. And he's just looking, not only is he looking for a house, he's thinking about the conditions of it. What's it gonna be? How big should it be? What should it look like? These people are gonna be coming into the house. Princess Ariel, I can't make it look that bad. And lo and behold, he does find one. And he recruits Zenoba and Cliff to check it out. Why? It's a big house. A pretty big house. But the most important thing about it is that it's cursed. Apparently, people go missing after staying in it, and the Adventurers Guild refuses to do things after more victims have been claimed. So all three boys, they go into the house, check things out. They fail their perception investigation checks because there's literally one scene of a door that they keep showing, and it pissed me off a lot. But we get there when we get there. At sunset, they say, "Yo, we're gonna stay at night. We're gonna see this monster or this creature or whatever." So all three guys. Also, we get a scene where it shows that all three of them have somebody to actually worry about. The three guys, the three boys. Zenoba's worrying about Julie, Cliff worrying about Elenice, and Rudeus himself worrying about his soon-to-be wife, Sylphie. At night, something stirs in the house. Cliff notices, wakes up Rudeus. They search high and low, but they don't really find anything. And once they reach the hall back to their room, they get ambushed by the monster. It's strong enough not to be damaged by Rudeus' earth spike. Zenoba himself, he's able to catch it, and he's taking hit after hit after hit. Cliff's exorcism doesn't really work, but at the end of it, Zenoba just tells the other two to stop, because eventually it calms down, and lo and behold, it's a doll, an automaton, and both Rudeus and Zenoba are really giddy and excited over it. And so they decide to search the origin of the doll, and they go through the hidden door that they passed through 3 times in a row. Dear God, no, 2 times. I'm sorry. But they finally rolled their perception investigation check, and they discover behind this hidden door a pedestal where the doll was, and a notebook pertaining to the doll. Schematics, notes, a lot of things. So, with the mystery solved, they head back to the university, taking book and doll in tow. Along the way, Zenoba's like, "Rudeus, master, I want to take charge in researching this doll. I can't do anything. I can't sculpt because of my hands. I can do barely any magic. I want to prove to you that I am not a failure. Please, let me do this." And Rudeus accepts. He's like, "All right, Zenoba, you do that." And in the last few scenes is the couple themselves. Rudeus showing Sylphie the house. It's newly cleaned up after the whole ordeal. They take a tour of it, and they're acting cute and lovey-dovey together. And they both will want to go as far as they can for each other, and the episode ends. I just really want to touch on this, man. The moment where all three of them say they got somebody to worry about when they stay in the house really speaks to how now a different maturity that the show is taking on. It's now like a serious slice of life. These guys are risking their lives to go out to somewhere mysterious and unknown, and they wonder, will I make it back to that person that I love, I care about, and they care about me? That's amazing. I love that.
No, it's such a primal, like, coming of age moment for any I don't know if there's any woman that watches these videos, but For all of us dudes, right? The moment you have something you really, truly care for and want to return home to is the moment everything just like sort of clicks, right? And these three were just boys mere moments ago, right? You know, Zenoba is still just a kid who likes his figurines and stuff like that. Cliff is still like a love-struck fool, right? Very reserved in his way, almost like too mature for his age, right? And he's used to like playing up, right? Still not used to confronting himself and his fears, like he was with the doll during that situation where they did have to fight the doll, right? And Rudeus himself, he's technically an adult, but he never had to live as a full adult, right? This is his first time going through that, you know? It's really cool seeing their connection there, right? It's just good male bonding, I think.
Yeah, and it shows a testament that Rudeus is now properly, well, he was already like properly friends with them, but it's really showing that, hey, these two guys, they're my bros. Like, I can now really rely on them because they respect me and I respect them. Yeah, Zenoba, he treats me as a master, but I mean, I can now go to him for anything. Yeah, he told me, hey, master, can I study this thing? But now I fully trust Zenoba because I've been with him a lot. I know with him a lot. I know a lot of things with him. We both share a common thing that we like, that be sculpting. And now we made a new discovery together. A doll, an automaton. Think of the many things that we could do with this. And so now I know I'm smart. But now you, Zenoba, are trying to prove to yourself that you're not useless. And you're not really useless, but Zenoba yourself, you're feeling useless because of everything that you're doing. So why not give you a chance? Why not give you a task to really prove to yourself? It's a pride thing, a male pride thing that he's having. And he doesn't want to seem lesser. Yeah, he's a prince, but that's just a title in itself. Zenoba, as a character, as a man, as a person, he needs to prove that he is able to do things on his own.
No, definitely. I love that for Zenoba, right? He was the last person I thought was going to be able to like take up that research, right? But he's fully dedicating himself to this despite his own unique talents, his own innate abilities being to the detriment of it, right? And I like that. He's pushing through all these hardships, right? With the support of Rudeus. And even in spite of maybe Rudeus' first thoughts, because, you know, he was ready to blow that thing to smithereens, right? Yeah, man. Can't wait to see what he does with it. It's going to be real cool.
Yeah, I will harp on it again until the day that I die. How did I miss that door twice in a row? I swear to you. It even had the little outline on the bottom of that door being open and closed so many times. Both times. The second time, maybe I can forgive because it was dark and only the candle shows up so much like bright light within a 10-foot radius. But still, you should be able to see it.
You know, it seems like that. I wonder, do these people watch like a lot of reality TV? I don't know if you watch Survivor, but like whenever they want to make the characters seem like a little bit silly, they'll point to like where a hidden immunity idol is the second they're like, oh, I guess I can't find it. And the camera will like obviously pan to where it was and it'll be like directly underneath their feet. And they'll play like this dopey music like, ha, these guys didn't see it. I love the foreshadowing, but it always makes me curious about it, you know?
Yeah. It could be the fact that they're probably searching for something big, I guess. Or they weren't really in that much of a danger, especially during the daytime. I don't know. It's just something. It's minor. It doesn't really matter. It's just something.
Ooh, speaking of dangers in the daytime, when the doll first got revealed, did you also get jump scared? I screamed.
No. It was kind of like you see it coming kind of thing.
Couldn't be me, man. The second I saw the claws, I was like, wait, yo, what?
I was trying to
It
figure
was a
out.
mistake. I should not have watched this at night, bro.
I was trying to figure out what kind of monster or creature it was when it first showed up, because it was like, okay, because they did a good job of not seeing what it was, just like some four-legged creature just going at you high speed, and not enough detail was drawn on it for you to really understand like what it truly was. And I'm pretty sure if they drew like the doll itself like running with enough details, you were like, oh wait, a doll? But no, it's better to like remove details so that not only the audience doesn't know, but also the characters, you can actually feel what the characters are scene. It's a blur. It's something that's moving that quick. You don't have time to notice those details unless you're Sonoba, who figured out it was a doll on the first glance.
Speaking of, when Zenoba gets in the way of the doll, when it was attacking Rudeus, I thought he was dead. I wasn't prepared. I was like, oh my god, no! My god!
I didn't see any blood, so I knew it was fine.
Bro's just face tanking it too. He does not care.
I mean, he's a blessed child of strength. Bro he doesn't care. I'm pretty sure he could 1v1 Richard. I'm gonna be on this train until the day.
Oh no. If Zenoba gets some technique going, I think he could too, to be honest.
Yeah. Takes Richard's spear, takes it out of his hands, and just bodies him with a 2-piece combo. Let's see. There's not much anything else, to be honest. All the characters like noticing the Rudeus, that change because he is now, his lecture side has now been activated. He can do whatever he wants, sort of.
I thought it was funny when he came in and Linnea and Persena were both like, yeah, we knew Fritz was a girl. It was impossible to not smell that. I was like, dang, y'all are real for keeping that a secret.
True. Yeah, you know what? True. I guess to them it wouldn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
It's true.
Because why would they care about one of the princess's guards faking an identity if they aren't going to do much of anything after all those years that they've been at the university? So I'm pretty sure it'd be a lot different if, I guess, it was somebody within their own class that was also a special student that was acting shady. Maybe then they would care. But other than that, I mean, they're just there.
No, yeah. I think part of it was they're never going to mess with the boss, since First was the boss of the school before Rudeus came along.
Yeah, they can't mess with Rudeus. They can't mess with Rudeus' soon-to-be wife. Is there? Man, okay. I'm going to say this, right? The more I see a Rudeus and Sylphie being cute, sometimes I get a little smile. And other times I'm like, dude, get this corny stuff off my screen.
No, Soren, Orange, you gotta love the love, yo. They're so cute together.
I do. They are. I mean, I'm not trying to rage bait or anything. It's just, come on. And then at the point, you know what, Rudeus, you've been through a lot. I'm gonna let you have this. Do your thing, man. Do your thing.
No, I love Sylphie teasing him the whole way to the house, like, oh, I wonder what you're gonna show me all the way out here. It was just too good.
Gee, Rudeus, why do we have such a big bed? Well, so I can savor all bit of you. Get out of here. I'm done.
So cute, dude. And then at the end, when they're just like affirming each other, right? And Rudeus is thinking over, like, Sylphie is the person that saved my life. I'm like, wait, you guys are actually just like perfect for each other, right? And to think we were suspicious at the start of the anime when they said, like, I will groom this woman and we will marry.
Yeah.
It worked out, yeah.
Yeah. Out of the 3 girls of the harem, he chose Sylphie, the childhood friend. I'm pretty sure nothing bad will happen.
Ayo, boys. Don't put the foreshadowing text on here, bro. Absolutely no spoilers in the chat if I hear anything about anything from season 3 regarding any relationship, bro. I'm gonna crash out.
Well, I'm sorry, JD, but at the end of the wedding reception, I'm gonna tell you something that's going to really make you crash out. Possibly a small little thing that I thought about, because when things are put into place, when things happen, you kind of think, what does it mean for the future? Something might not be right here. There's a couple of things that does happen with wedding reception. Again, speaking of which, dang, there's 2 times I did that. Episode 14.
Wait, real fast.
Mm-hmm.
The opening for the second chord is the greatest thing I've heard ever. I had to convince myself to look up the song post the watch because I know the intro might be filled with spoilers, right?
Speaking of,
but it's so good. Wait, what?
Oh no. I will not tell you anything because I do have a feeling that the next couple of episodes may or may not have a few things show up. But I will say, because of what I've seen in the opening, I can get a feeling of I can predict the characters that'll come in well, it's obvious because we see the characters in opening, but I can already predict the plot points that's going to happen and the struggles that Rudeus and these characters are going to have with each other. Which then just goes back to JD, your biggest suggestion that is really good. Can we just go back to the season 1 openings to where it's just pan shots and we get the music itself? That's the best thing.
Yeah, to bleed straight into the episode, and it's so not, man. We can have those transitions back. Surely it adds value to the anime, right?
Yeah, exactly. Screw it. Just show more like scenes of Rudeus and Sylphie like going on a date. Do that.
Yeah, man. Don't even animate their body. Just put their faces together and be like, we are walking through the town. That's like a still shot, cool.
Yeah. But speaking of the newlyweds, they are trying to figure out who they're trying to invite for their wedding reception. And so they get a list generated, and Sylvie also hints something about Elenice. It'll come back. It'll get there. Then they go clothes shopping, and Rudeus gives himself some new digs as he quotes and says that he specializes in earth and water magic. Okay, St. Claus Water Mage, I hear you. And he gets a robe. I wanna highlight this because I think it's important. He gets a robe made out of lucky rat pelts from the demon continent that's highly resistant to poison and acid. Maybe sometime down the line he'll get into a fight with poison or acid, and that might be the main damage types. Who really knows? But it's there. But another cool thing is that he gets a discount because not only is it gray rat, but Luke is also a good patron with the store. So hey, time to be friends with Luke. They have they do. They have the ideal wife and the ideal husband cute moment, and Rudeus is a monster because Sylphie is Sylphie. And afterwards, the day comes of the wedding reception, and everybody who is able to come does come, but they note that bodyguard is going to be coming late. Also, for those who do come, they also know now Fitz is actually Sylphie, so there's no discourse with that. So before they're about to eat, Rudeus is gonna make a toast, and as he's about to make the speech, bodyguard comes in fashionably late. As he stately puts, royals must always arrive when least expected, so as to enliven in a gathering. Kudos to you, man. You right. So right. You know what? You're good about it. You're good at bodyguarding. With that, Rudeus then attempts to make a speech, but he gets a little stiff, and then bodyguard just like, bro, relax. And so he does. And it's just very simple toast to the days ahead. And everyone has fun eating and enjoying each other's company. Now, because it's a wedding reception, it's time for all the other people in attendance to have their little one-on-one with the newlyweds, to give them their little one-on-one chats, blessings, talks, whatnot. Nothing too really crazy with a few characters. There is a moment, however, with Nanahoshi, as that Sylphie asks, hey, Nanahoshi, why did you say that Rudeus was from another world? Nanahoshi was like, oh, I just assumed he was because he knew my language, which is a very tactical play by Nanahoshi, which will lead into something else, which I will get into later. Or I should call back to something what I'll get to later. And it saves face for Rudeus to keep his identity that he was from another world. Cliff blesses the couple. Nice. And Elenice rolls up and she talks, gives a congrats, but then she breaks down when she congratulates Sylphie. And then Sylphie's like, hey, are you Elenice? My grandmother? My dad, gave me some info before he died, and that you were my grandmother. And Sylphie was able to put 2 and 2 together. And in that little moment, Rudeus is like, hey, Cliff, take Elenice to the room upstairs. And so they go off. Afterwards, everyone starts leaving at the end of the reception. And later on, Sylphie and Elenice talk behind closed doors. And so they have a little private conversation. And as the princess leaves, she asks Rudeus for a duel, but to duel against Luke. Just swords, no magic. And through some tactical dialogue, Rudeus finally accepts. And about 15-20 second duel. He just wipes the floor with Luke. It's not even a contest. And afterwards, Rudeus is like weirded out. Say, okay, well, why did I do this duel? And the princess says, hey, consider it a matter of pride. But as watchers and y'all as readers, we know that there's so much more behind that. But the princess really summarizes it that, hey, Rudeus, you must protect Sylphie at all costs. because at some point I'm going to be going back and Sylphie may feel inclined to come to help me. Now it may deter her when she has a child, but you, Rudeus, must be at her side at all times and protect her. And then Rudeus is in mind, just thinking about it, there's some foreboding words and foreshadowing you're speaking of, because I might have to be there as well. But the husbands and wives, that being Rudeus, Cliff, Sylphie, and Elenice, they meet back up, and we get some exposition and development for Elenice. And Cliff, he thinks even more of Elenice, and he makes that commitment and swear to lift her curse, because, as he tells Rudeus, he has a duty to make one woman who loves him happy, and he genuinely loves Elenice. It's cute. And then afterwards, when everybody else leaves, Rudeus and Sylphie, they have another cute little lovey-dovey moment, and the episode ends. My favorite moment, and I can't believe I'm saying this, Cliff. Bro, where did you find these words? Who is this Cliff? Where was the Cliff in episode 24 in season 1? Where he is nowhere to be seen. Cliff, how did you grow up to be this mature, to be this in love, to be this dedicated to this one person, and to be like, I don't care what anybody says about Elenice. I love this girl. I love this woman with all of my heart. I swear to lift her curse. I swear to be at her side. I have a duty to make the person who loves me happy. You know what? I also love her. Cliff, bro, I can't believe it. How did you shoot up to be one of my new favorite characters?
Bro, I never would have imagined this. You should have seen the DMs I got from this man once he saw how cool Cliff was being in this episode. And he's right, man. Cliff is just so solid lately. It's unbelievable. The amount of the voice actors went crazy. The amount of faith and genuine love, the resoluteness of his speech, his commitment there, just beautiful, perfect. You know who else always delivered a really solid line at the end too? Sylphie. Rudeus is like, hey, Sylphie, are you really sure you want to marry me? She's like, why are you being so formal? Of course I want to do that. My hair's not green anymore. I guess I gotta work real hard to make sure you keep loving me. And I was just like, wait, she is a harem protagonist too, bruh. I don't believe that she's single this whole time. There's no way. Perfect delivery, bro.
I'm sorry, Ariel. Rudeus got to her first.
That's exactly it. I'm convinced. I'd be jealous too. I would be like, Luke, I need you to beat this kid's ass so we can get our girl back. Our girl back.
Speaking of, dear God, that duel had so much context and weight behind it. And I did not think Luke was going to win. I did not think he was going to lose that bad. Which then, leads a testament that Rudeus, throughout all of his training since season 2, training his body and working out and just doing everything he can, he need to be learning some techniques.
No, definitely. I didn't think Luke was going to get wiped either. I thought it'd be maybe a minute duel, something like that, right? And I think the thing that's interesting about the duel is that we don't see Rudeus' demonized shadow at any point. Not shadow, but the precognition, right? We don't see that at any point. So I'm wondering, was it the demon eye that gave him the upper hand there? Or did he actually just sweep with his own prowess, right? It's interesting.
I hope it's the latter, because it will really hone into the fact that Rudeus training his body was fruitful in his endeavors.
No, definitely. It'd be super cool. I think the other thing about that sequence that got me was Ariel's insistence, right? At first, I wasn't really sure where that was going either, right? I guess this is her way of, Rudeus says that this is her way of saying oh, you need to be strong enough to protect my precious friend, right? And I think that one resonated me a lot more than any sort of subtext or political reason that might be behind it. Which makes me ask, as I do every time I talk about Ariel, do we trust this woman? The answer should be yes, but I just can't find it in my heart to do it.
Well, we can go back to the previous episode to where, she was talking to Rudeus. He was like, so, Rudeus, you're kind of cured and everything. So, is that it? You're gonna go back home even after everything Sylphie did for you. That's it? You're just gonna leave? And Rudeus looks at Sylphie and goes, oh, no, I'm gonna marry her. And then she smiles like, good, because Ariel is very subtly just nudging people along and pushing them in. Ariel not only knows that Sylphie wants to be Rudeus, she now needs to, push Rudeus to get Sylphie so that way Sylphie can be out of her hair. Not like in a bad way, but so that Sylphie has a place where she can belong, and so Ariel doesn't have to worry about her. Because where Ariel's going, Sylphie doesn't need to be a part of, or she doesn't want Sylphie to be a part of. And now in this episode, this is like really cementing it. I need to test Rudeus to make sure that he knows that I know that Sylphie is in safe hands. Here's the thing. Ariel already knows that, probably by, spying on Rudeus through Sylphie's eyes and kind of like generally hearing all these things about Rudeus. It's like, I already know how powerful he is. He's going to protect Sylphie. The man himself probably doesn't know that. So let me set up a scenario in which I will teach him subtly or tell him subtly that this is what you need to do. Also, this is where I'm going. Sylphie is going to feel obligated to come along. I need you to be a man and to make sure she does not do this, no matter what. That's what I'm thinking in Ariel. She may be sneaky, but it's with a purpose and a really good cause.
No, now that you said it like that, she really does like use the power of suggestion really, really well. Like absurdly well.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't. Let me stop. I'm about to make another freaky joke about her.
Let's flip on to Luke actually, because when they were having their one-on-one, he's like, "Hey, no hard feelings. I may have just lost the plot at some point, but I'm actually in Rudeus' mind. I have no other knowledge. Why is Luke treating Rudeus like that? Was there like a Notos? God, I forgot. Rudeus' branch. Was there like a Grey Rat Civil War at some point that I'm just missing?
It's a part of what Archie said when he said, was it Archie? I think it was Archie in my Kingmaker scenario. It's the fact that Paul doesn't really have like a political position. Kind of reading verbatim what he said. He fought with his dad, spat on his face, and ran away from his noble house at the age of 12. He effectively disowned himself from the family. He joined a bandit group, got into various troubles, later became an adventurer. After he got Senna pregnant, he decided to retire, but even then he didn't want to go back home. He instead went to his uncle, Saros, and begged for a job. Philip gave him a job as a resident knight in Brno Village. That's why his younger brother, Paomon, who we saw in episode 0, is the successor of the Notice House. Thus, Rudeus doesn't have like a political ties from his father's family. And that's primarily why when Luke saw Rudeus in the beginning, he's like, oh, you don't know me? How'd you not know me? Do you not care? And that's also why Rudeus, on the second time of meeting Luke properly, he's like, I've cut ties with the Boris and the Notice family. I'm not dealing with that.
Ah, I remember now. No, that's... Oh, so does he view like that whole part of the family tree as like maybe traitors or something like that? Maybe Luke wants like Rudeus to show like fealty in some way. It's sort of lost on me.
No, so the Grey Rat family, even though they are nobles, they aren't like in the upper echelons of like the royal family. Even though Luke kind of serves under Ariel. This is from my understanding. I'm not saying this like this is true for all of you in the comments below. You guys can also help clarify this. But from what I guess I can basically understand is that Luke, he's just serving underneath Ariel. And that's pretty much it. I think for me, what he gets out of the duel is that, hey, I'm not strong enough to fight against this guy. Oh my god, I'm lost. My male pride, that sort of thing. I don't think it's anything like malicious or anything. I think he's definitely came around to Rudeus after these several episodes.
I don't know. Luke, there's something about him, man. He does not seem straight up, and I think that resentment is gonna like boil into something. He seems like a hater, but like a real hater, not just like performative.
You know something that I hate maybe.
What?
Sylphie and Elenice, their relationship. So I don't want to say I hate it. It's more a part of me feels like it came out of left field. And you guys are right. Elenice has a big role to play. She's gonna come up. And she did come up. She is Sylphie's grandmother. And the biggest hint that we ever could have gotten was when Elenice first met Rudeus properly and showed off the charm. I was thinking like, oh wait, is that an elf thing? Not thinking, oh wait, that's familial thing that they did. I couldn't put that together. But the second thing I didn't put together is that, yeah, Elenice is a rolling stone. Who knows how many children she's had over these years?
It really caught me off. No, it didn't catch me off guard. This is like your classic bard backstory, almost. Go around, get pregnant. She has that curse, so it only makes sense that she would have a lot of kids, right?
Yeah,
but I don't think I ever recognized the resemblance between her and Sylphie until they were on the same frame together. Because it's like, whoa, their eyes are the exact same color.
Oh, I'm sorry. I also got the second hint where like Sylphie was like, hey, I want something about Elenice. And then I guess, passively in my mind, I was like, wait a minute. Are you related to Elenice in some way? And then I had to think, oh, is that your mother? I was like, wait, no, that doesn't make sense. Because your mom and dad passed away. She couldn't be your mother. But it's the grandmother. And of course there was a funny joke. It was like, Rudeus like, hey, you didn't want to be related to Paul anyway, but I guess you are. Haha. And yeah, it's just, I'm not gonna say it's like a bad thing. I think it's more like I hate the fact that I couldn't catch on quick enough or like really put two and two together with the clues that the anime has given. But the moment was really nice. And honestly, it also elevates Elenice as well, because Elenice, she leaves these people behind, those that she sleeps with, but also any children that she has to, well, she doesn't have to, but she does like move away from them to not really catch any feelings. But from the distance, she just, watch over her children. And now like meeting one face to face and just having that moment as like a grandmother or even closer, like a mother, it's like, oh my God, that's one of my grandchildren. She broke down and she started crying.
And I feel like in a strange, like roundabout sense, she's both protecting herself and also protecting the child, right? She doesn't want to like imprint herself too much on their lives, right? So that when she does go, there's like less pain involved for both them and herself, right? I think that hit me pretty hard, right? Not for any like personal reason, but it's just like, she really had to think this out for her curse, right? Like, I can't imagine how, like, life-altering that is for anybody, let alone Elenice here, right? Someone who has to live probably centuries. Typically, elves have, like, way longer lifespans than humans. I'm pretty sure it'll be the same here, but she has to do that for however long, for her whole lifespan. She could have, like, a family tree the size of, like,
size of an Empire State Building.
Bro, exactly.
What else we got here? Yes.
I thought it was kind of funny that Nanahoshi, she came to the party and she was just like, you guys have potato chips, right?
Yeah, Rude's like, hey, we got some potato chips for you. It's like, wait, what? Potato chips? Like, yeah, I know you don't like the food here, so.
No, it's so good, bro.
It's also kind of like crazy, right? Because you go to wedding reception, you have all this great tasting food, and then you see Nanahoshi off into the corner just devouring a bag of potato chips. It's quite literally like a picky eater child just like eating some chicken nuggets when everybody else is eating steak and baked beans and all of this like high society food, and then some kid is in the corner just having, I like my chicken nuggies.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh yeah, Bodyguardi coming in fashionably late. As he said, Royals was always arrive when least expected. Yeah, he sure did come in. Like he is, man. I know all of you say that, like, Bodyguardi is like an important character. Like, there's a lot of things that are going around him in the background of why he's here. But right now, he's just like comic relief. And I don't like that for him, man. I want to do some cool stuff.
Wait, yo. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is the best role he could ever play, bro. I love him right now.
I know, but I want to do more. He's the Demon King.
Bro, I mean, you know, we had a demon queen and she was just chilling, doing whatever, getting into fights and like drinking contests with dwarves and stuff like that. The fact that the king is the same way just means they're perfect for each other.
Yeah, but like the great demon emperor Kish literally just put her whole hand through Rudeus' eye and gave him a new one. I want Bodigatti to like rip off Rudeus' arms and give him 2 new ones and call it a day.
I mean, he might. You never know, man. You gotta give him time. Maybe he's just trying to feel out Rudeus, you know? He's already going to school with the guy.
I'm pretty sure he already felt out Rudeus when he got fucking slammed by the earth spike.
You know, a better feeler, right? He's still trying to get to know the guy. You know, he was just like, hey, bro, why are you training? We keep you go like picking up girls or something like that.
Okay.
You know, he's trying to understand the culture and all that jazz.
So what you're saying is Rudeus now needs to get the Renegon so he can drop. Well, wait, hold on. That's not it. He needs to. Well, what is the correct terminology for you Naruto heads? He needs to get the 6 paths in order to drop meteors on Bodigatti. Only then Bodigatti will actually respect Rudeus.
Honestly, yes, exactly.
With that, I have nothing else on this episode. Oh, wait, because I have nothing else. Hey, JD.
Yes, sir.
Remember what I said about the harem, right? Where Rudeus just picked, Sylphie?
Yes.
So we broke the number one rule of having a harem of like picking one character to choose. Well, it's not like breaking a rule. It's more like it's a taboo. You're not supposed to pick. You're supposed to, all of the girls or the candidates are supposed to still like love him. Maybe not equally, like one less more than the other, but this was supposed to be still available as choices. And he's never supposed to pick. And it's always just like this never-ending cycle of nonsense. But he picked.
Yeah.
And I know that, Rudeus and Sylphie are now getting married, and it's kind of, a little, that might be a little too soon. But I guess this day and age it might be fine. They worked together for 1 year, and even though for most of that year, Sylvie was Fitz, but Rudeus fell in love with Fitz, who was also Sylphie, so we did fall in love with Sylphie. So technically they were together for a year. And of course they were nice friends and their childhood friends. Rudeus, gender reveal Sylphie, it's fine. And he did it again. They had a moment. They had sex. It was Sylphie's first time. And, Sylphie really, said some words to him again in episode 14. And, she's getting really, really, acquainted with Rudeus' like demonic side.
Indeed.
So, yeah. What happens when, his first time comes back into the fold? Eris.
They have a handshake and they go, hey, I'm married now. And then Eris goes through a depressive episode. And then we follow her for like half a season. Right? And we get to pull her out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's nice. That's nice. But what if Eris is just a little, just a little jealous because I took your first time. We had a thing back then as kids, and you weren't ready for me yet, but I want to be ready for you. We remember Eris's, little monologue that we saw in the light novel and in the episode that she had. Yeah, she didn't want to become useless. She wanted to be better for Rudeus because she loves him. Dang, he got married. But what if her aggressiveness just, carries over as she's getting older? What if, just, pushes Sylphie aside and forces herself on Rudeus?
Bro, I'm scared. Are these spoilers?
Hold on. Let me put you on another thing, right? Rudeus has been praying to, Roxy's, undergarment. And now, Rudeus is kind of like on a tear, right? He's got his manhood back. He's taking Sylphie, and he's already had his first time with Eris. What if Roxy's next?
I'm scared. Oh hell no,
You
bro.
know, think about it, man. Think about it. You know, Rudeus, he's a man, he's an adult, you know, he's bursting with confidence. He's a young guy. He can take anything. And, you know, remember the MC, the guy, you know, he likes things that he sees. You know, he was always feeling up Linnea and Persona, especially before while he was still impotent. But you know, now he's bursting. You know, he could feel a thing with those two. He might not want to because not his wife. But I'm gonna put it like this, JD, like father, like son.
No, 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 no. My God, please let it be fake. I'm not prepared. Yo, everybody telling me he's wrong in the comments, please. Bro, I don't care what Twitter says about Mushoku Tensei, bro. It's not gonna happen.
Just saying, man. Paul and Lilia, and you know, the MC and Rudeus, they respected their father. Yeah, he got caught. Rudeus probably won't get caught, right?
We're so cooked, bro. It's over.
Think about it. Remember when I said Rudeus, he's now an adult, and now he's not a child anymore. He's got new responsibilities, and so he's now gonna have new adult problems. He's got a wife. He can't commit adultery now, can he?
Rudeus, please, bro. Please don't be like Paul.
From full court, I'm making my shot.
I'm scared. This probably has like more legs to stand on than the Richard dying thing. And the Richard dying thing was like 50% accurate. So it's like, damn, dude.
I could be wrong. I could definitely be wrong. It probably, I don't know, man. I mean, think about it. We've been having a nice, good time so far. We can have a little upset.
Bro, I think thinking about it is the issue. I'm dodging this one with a 90-foot pole.
Oh man, but nah, I'll keep my things. I'll keep my conspiracies to myself. Anything else, my guy?
Great rat name be very, very chill for the next like at least season, bro.
Nah, they're rats, man. They cannot be chill. Anything else you want to say about these 3 episodes? Or
Oh, great 3-episode stretch. Honestly, I will say, I think for this upcoming core, we gotta figure out how to pace this one because I want the last episode to be like the very last one. You know? Wait, no, that makes no sense. No, duh, it'll be the last episode.
what an anime quote, baby!
Couldn't even catch myself. Anyway, banger episodes. Can't wait for the next one. This core is gonna be pretty solid. I feel like it's off to like an amazing start.
Mm-hmm. I think for sure. I want to watch all the way up to Turning Point 3 because if we do 3 episodes and then literally the next episode after that is Turning Point 3, that's gonna bug me to hell and back. I need to see Turning Point 3. I need some shakeup.
Bro said it was too happy in here.
Dude, man, as you know, as a writer, you know, you kind of think like, you know, you write things out, everything's happy. It's like, dang, there's a little bit too much sunshine in here. Time to throw in a hurricane. With that being said, y'all, comment down below about the 3 episodes thus far, or any of my crazy conspiracies, or anything that JD has said thus far. We are always open to any critiques, comments, any suggestions of that. Oh, by the way, JKK, I know you're making like other anime suggestions. I'm gonna say I've seen like 90% of everything that you said thus far. I've seen a lot of things. JD on there, not as much, but you know, if you want to keep suggesting anime, go ahead. Honestly, it's gonna be a while until we get to the end of season 3. Well, to catch up with everyone in season 3, and then from there, you can probably think about seeing like anything else for that matter. But until then, I got my other solo thing that I'm doing for Lyra Game, and when that ends, I gotta pick something else after that.
No, I definitely love Studio Trigger. I think my favorite thing from them actually is it Trigger? The one with Yuma. World Trigger.
Oh,
that's what it is.
Oh god, that's a deep cut. Man, what you know about World Trigger?
Bro, I love everything about it. The combat system. Bro, this needs to be. Oh god, I love World Trigger. It was the first manga I tried to like read instead of just like and like keep up with instead of just waiting until it finished, because I don't know when that shit's ever gonna finish. Let's be so for real.
That's some manga first world problems right there. I don't have to worry about.
Real.
With that
But I'm
being,
all good.
sounds good. With that being said, y'all, hope all of you have a good day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. And I hope your day is just a little bit better than it already is. With that, we will catch y'all in the next episode. Peace.
See y'all later.